What's up? I wanted to come to y'all and give y'all a quick story time. Yeah, story time about me and a friend of mine when we chose to go down to Miami, and we thought we were gonna have a good night because she was like, "Shrika, hook me up, hook me up, hook me up. I want to talk to a Miami guy, whatever." So I'm thinking, okay, he might be all right for her because he was her type. He was light skinned and tall and skinny. So at the time I was dating somebody down there, and he was good friends with another guy that he planned on introducing to my friend. So me and her, after I get off of work, we, get dressed or whatever and get ready, and I let him know that I'm coming down there. So I'm thinking, okay, we're gonna have fun. She gonna meet a guy that she can talk to, and I can talk to my dude. So if y'all hear any like crackling, that's my chair doing it. But yeah, so we go down there, and I'm thinking, all right, we're gonna have a good night. Okay. I go by his house thinking that I'm picking him up and his friend. No, he hop up in the car and he said, oh, he gonna meet us there. So I'm thinking, all right, he gonna meet us there. All right, nothing to worry about. She gonna have somebody to hang out with. So instead of her having somebody to hang out with, we all three of us ended up hanging out together because he ended up taking us to Miami Beach. So, Miami Beach around Memorial Day, that's what time we went. We went from Memorial Weekend. And so when we went down Memorial Weekend, we went on the beach. We stayed maybe about a good 2 hours. About 9:30, we came back to the car. But, side note, before we went out there to the beach, we parked. And I asked him, I said, are you sure my car isn't going to get towed? Because it looked like a residential area. And I was trying to make sure that I wasn't going to have to pay for my car to get out of towing. So 9:30 hit. Fast forward, 9:30 hit. We go back, and we're about to get in the car and head back to his house so he can call his friend. All right, go look for the car. Car ain't there. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, what happened? How can I track it down? I don't instantly go into panic mode like they did. They went into panic mode like, okay, what happened to the car? And I'm like, okay, how can I find my car? So he's like, okay, let's go to the police station. Where's the police station? So we walk over to the police station. It's probably like a block or so down. And then we go there. They're like, oh, okay, this towing company picked it up. So this is their address. So we didn't catch a cab because cabs, especially during Memorial Day weekend and in Miami, they're expensive as hell. So we're walking and walking. Mind you, I got on some thick ass heels, and my friend got on some flat, hard, cheap shoes. So we walking and walking. My feet feel like they blistering up with every step. And she was complaining about her feet hurting too. I'm like, my feet went numb maybe 30 minutes into the walking. So, and he's like going off. And I'm like, it's my car that got towed. I should be going off on your ass. So we finally get there maybe like after 45 minutes to an hour of pure walking, right? So I'm thinking that my car is already there, and I'm thinking about, okay, what's going to be the damage? How much it's going to be? I hope that I got enough to get it out. So we finally walk up there, get there, and we must be walked maybe about 6 or 7, maybe even more than that, because it took us about an hour to get there. Well, anyway, we go up to the front, try to ask for my car at the time, which was a black Ford Focus. And we get up there, ask for the car. As I'm asking for the car, they're pulling up with it right then. So he tells me, the guy at the window, he tells me, okay, if you want your car, you're going to have to be paid $196. I'm like, thinking to myself, why in the hell I gotta pay $196 when you just brought it in? Can't you just give it to me? So he's like telling me $196. He can't make it no lower. That's what it is. And every hour's gonna rack up another $100. So I'm like, wow, really, $196 because I let this fool drive my car? So I ended up calling my mom. And I begged her, I was like, Mom, could you please just loan me this money and I promise I'll pay you back. And she's like, she pissed off. I would have been too. Yeah, she was pissed off that I was stuck down in Miami and she had to go get out of her bed because I think it was like maybe 12, 1 o'clock at that time. And not even 12. No, it was probably like 10 or 10:30, 11 o'clock at that time. And she was like, really, Shadrika? She really didn't want to get out of her bed. So she's like, okay, I'm going to go to the nearest Western Union and I'm going to wire you some money. And she said, and I told her, I let her know that the guy was saying every hour was going to rack up another 100. She was like, let me talk to him. So she spoke to him. I guess she told him that I wasn't from around there, which I wasn't. I'm from West Palm. And she let him know that I didn't know how Miami worked. So he agreed. He's like, okay, if she can get here by 6 a.m., she can get her car back for the 196. So, okay. So I'm like, okay, how we going to do this? How I'm going to get to a Western Union? I don't even know how to get around Miami. But I'm forgetting that I got dude with me that know how to get around. So we standing out there, whatever, and I'm like, okay, how we gonna get from point A to point B? So he's like, okay, let me call my people and see if somebody can come pick us up. So he calls his mom first. His mom is really sweet. She hood, but she's really sweet. And she's like, okay. He didn't want to tell her what he needed her to come down there for. So she was like, I'm not coming, which I don't blame her. If you want somebody to do a favor for you, you should open your mouth and say, oh, we in a jam. I need you to come and bail me out of this. No, he didn't want to do that. So then he called his grandma. He didn't tell his grandma what was going on either. So she was like, I'm not coming to get you this time of night. So we ass out. So I'm like, okay, my friend, she's like, let me call a taxi. So she called a taxi. Thank God. She knew how to speak Creole because she kind of sweet talked the guy into not charging us so much for, the ride. So we ended up getting up in the car, and we ended up getting in the car. I think we stopped by some store. I can't remember what store we stopped by, but we stopped by some store. I think I pulled some money out the ATM. She did too. He ain't had no money to offer. So then he takes us to Western Union, and he's sitting outside, and he's just waiting. And, the waiting got a little ridiculous, so he's like, okay, I got to go. I can't stay. So he was like, okay, you only owe me $20. I was like, thank God, because that was just racking up. And so we sitting up in Western Union, and we in there. And I'm waiting. I'm like, Mom, please send this money before they go down. Sure enough, they start going down before I could even receive the money. So I'm like, okay, what we gonna do now? Because we can't stay here all night. What we gonna do? So then we ended up catching a bus because I saw the bus that hour before, and I was like, okay, we gotta wait like another 30 minutes. No, at that time I think they came every 15 to 30 minutes, and I was like, okay, we need to get across the street so we can get on the bus, go to your grandma's house, and then have her, let you use the car, either she drive us. So we get on the bus, and thank God the person who was driving the bus, she was sweet. Or he was sweet. I can't remember if it was a man or a woman. This was at least 8-9 years ago, so I can't remember if it was a man or woman. But whoever they were so sweet because they gave us 3 tickets for the price of 2. Because I guess they could tell that we were having a rough night. And we got on that bus. We got close to where he lived, got off the bus, and then walked maybe 2 or 3 blocks to his house. And we finally got to his house. His grandma was asleep, so he just banged on the door. And I'm like, not banging on the door at first, because he was like, okay, Mom, wake up. I'm like, if you don't knock on that door a little bit harder. So he started knocking a little bit harder, and he's like, man, she won't get up. I'm like, okay, you gonna have to get her up because we trying to get back home. So finally he go and he knock a little bit harder. She wake up, and then she come out and she's like, I didn't know you were here. Taylor didn't tell me you were here. He just said that he needed somebody to come pick you up. I'm like, oh, okay. That's the reason why they didn't know that it was an emergency. So we all jump up in the car, and I'm like, please, let's make it here before 6 o'clock. Please let us make it here before 6 o'clock. So we get there with maybe 10, 15 minutes to spare before 6. And the same guy was at the gate. Thank God. Because once I finally got up to the front, I was like, okay, here it is. That's the 196 that my mom told you that we agreed to or whatever. So the guy behind him trying to tell us or him that it ain't supposed to be that cheap. It's supposed to be at least $600-700 because every hour. So he's like, man, whatever. He wasn't listening to him. Thank God he wasn't listening to him. So I got my car. My friend was so happy. She was so happy that she couldn't even unbuckle herself out of the seat. She trying to get out the car. And once she realized she was still buckled in because she had done snapped back, she ran out of their car and into mine, and she slept the whole way back. When I tell you that was one of the most miserable nights that I ever had in my life, oh my gosh. I was up from that morning. I don't know if it was like 11 or 10, maybe 9 o'clock that morning, all the way till maybe 12 o'clock that next morning. And that's all because of this dude that was supposed to be having my back but didn't. But boy, never again. I'll drive my own car, thank you. And I'll find out what I need to find out before I trust somebody else to park my car. Because if you can't, needless to say, I stopped talking to him after that. But never again.